WWE history has always had a special place for matches that take things to an extreme level, and these extreme fights are possible because of the different weapons used during these matches. But whenever fans see these weapons, one question always comes to mind: which weapons used in wrestling are actually real and which ones are fake? And that's exactly what you're going to find out in this video, so make sure you watch until the very end. First, let's talk about the steel chair. Seeing a chair shot in WWE is nothing new for fans, but is that chair actually made of steel? Yes, the chair itself can be real metal, but WWE chairs are designed and handled differently from the heavy-duty chairs you might find in everyday life. And wrestlers also use specific techniques to make these spots as controlled as possible. But that doesn't mean getting hit with one doesn't hurt. The impact is real, and a poorly placed shot can cause a serious injury. Now let's move on to tables. A table breaking during a WWE match is one of the most iconic moments fans love to see. But here's the secret: those tables aren't ordinary tables from your home or office. Wrestling tables are designed to break more easily when a wrestler crashes through them. That helps reduce some of the impact compared with crashing through a solid table, but going through a table is still dangerous. If a wrestler lands the wrong way, they can still suffer a serious injury. And the next weapon, you probably wouldn't expect it to be safe at all: the Kendo Stick. The moment fans see a Kendo Stick in WWE, they already know somebody is about to get beat down. But is the Kendo Stick fake? Not really. The stick itself is a real object, commonly made from bamboo or similar materials, so when it makes contact, the impact can absolutely hurt. Wrestlers control their swings and carefully choose where the shots land. But if you think these weapons were dangerous, the next one gets even more interesting. The ladder. Ladder matches have become some of the most iconic matches in WWE history, and there's a common misconception about them. Some fans think WWE ladders are made from soft or fake materials, but that's not necessarily the case. Metal ladders can be real metal ladders, and that means climbing them, falling from them, or landing on them can be genuinely dangerous. That's why ladder spots require incredible timing and coordination. One mistake can turn a planned stunt into a real injury. But so far we've mostly talked about weapons that can be used with certain safety precautions. Now we're getting into weapons where calling them fake simply wouldn't tell the whole story. First up, barbed wire. The name alone tells you how dangerous this can be. The sharp metal barbs are real, and when barbed wire is used in wrestling, performers have to be extremely careful around it because one wrong move can cause a serious cut. That's also why hardcore matches can feel completely different from a normal WWE match, but there's something even more shocking than barbed wire: thumbtacks. You've probably seen hardcore matches where hundreds of thumbtacks are spread across the ring, then a wrestler gets slammed right onto them, and that's where the big question comes in. Are those thumbtacks fake? No, they're real, sharp objects, so landing on them can genuinely hurt and can cause injuries. Wrestlers try to control how they take the fall, but that doesn't completely eliminate the risk. That's why thumbtack spots have become some of the most brutal moments in wrestling history. But now we're getting to a weapon that has fooled plenty of fans over the years: glass. When a wrestler crashes through glass, it looks like they're going straight through real broken glass, but in professional wrestling, breakaway materials can be used to create that effect. One example is sugar glass, which can look like real glass, but is designed to break much more easily. So that incredibly dangerous looking crash you see on screen may not involve ordinary window glass, but don't get the wrong idea. Going through any breakaway material at speed is still a dangerous stunt. Now let's talk about a weapon that became almost part of one superstar's identity: Triple H's sledgehammer. Whenever Triple H walked into the ring with that sledgehammer, fans knew things were about to get serious. But was it an actual construction-grade sledgehammer? For moments like these, wrestling productions can use safer prop versions, and the camera angle plays a huge role too. The hammer can look like it's coming straight towards someone's head, while the actual contact is carefully controlled or avoided. In other words, the weapon is meant to look incredibly dangerous, but the superstar isn't actually supposed to take a full-force shot to the head with a real sledgehammer. And WWE has used another famous weapon in a similar way: the baseball bat. A baseball bat isn't some magical fake weapon. If it's a real wooden bat, hitting someone with it can obviously cause serious damage. That's why in WWE, the bat is often used more as a threatening prop. A superstar walks into the ring holding it, stares down their opponent, and the entire crowd immediately knows the situation has become serious. But here's the most important part: some WWE weapons are props, some are real objects, and some involve real objects being used in carefully controlled situations where the risk is still very real. And that's the part many people misunderstand about professional wrestling. Because yes, WWE is scripted. The winner can be planned, the storyline can be planned, the finish can be planned, but that doesn't mean every bit of physical pain is fake. A chair shot can hurt, a Kendo Stick shot can hurt, falling from a ladder is real, thumbtacks are real, barbed wire is real, and that's why the superstars performing these extreme matches aren't simply actors. They need incredible timing, technique, coordination, and the ability to manage real physical risks. So the next time you watch a WWE superstar grab a chair, climb a ladder, go through a table, or step into a ring covered in thumbtacks, don't just think it's all fake, because the truth is much more interesting. The story may be scripted, but not everything you see is fake.